Alright, what's good, guys? Welcome to my channel. And for those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Joshua, and on my channel we'll talk about all things personal development and self-improvement. So for the new people, we welcome and embrace you. We welcome you to the channel. So welcome. And for everybody who's already familiar with the channel, again, welcome back. It's good to see you. So what I wanted to talk about today was belief systems, because I find them so fascinating. Now, what you guys want to understand and learn, and it can sometimes be cringe, is that you can do anything, right? And this is a reality. There's nothing that you cannot do. You're limitless, right? All things are possible for all people at any given moment in time. There's nothing you can't do. That's nothing to dispute. But what you often find is that the main difference between people who really excel at the highest level consistently and people who are striving to do so but struggle to like break through certain barriers is often belief systems. It's what they believe about what's possible for them and what they believe about what's possible regarding the world also. And think about the belief systems that you hold is a lot of the time you make them at an unconscious level, so you're not even aware of them, but they manifest through behavior. And it's not until we become aware of the beliefs that we have that are holding us back and then decide to change them that we can really make the progress. Otherwise, we'll continue to remain stuck because you can't outgrow the perception that you have of yourself. You know, you're always going to be there. So what I want to do is share with you some things that can help you uncover whatever limiting beliefs that you may have, and then so that you can also change them and you know, whatever is appropriate. So I want to start off with giving us a definition of what a belief is so that we can all work together, because I understand that we all have different ideas of what a belief is. Okay, so the definition that we can work with that I've got is this, is that a belief is a feeling of certainty towards an idea, right? A feeling of certainty. So when somebody says like, you know, I believe in God, what they're really saying is that I feel certain there is a God. When somebody says, you know, I believe I'm a really good tennis player, they're just saying that I feel certain I'm a really good tennis player. And a lot of the times, these feelings of certainties that we have towards these different ideas come from experiences that we've had, things that people have said, things that we've seen also. So many different ways that they come into play. But like I said before, a lot of the beliefs that you adopt come at an unconscious level. You never consciously decided what you wanted to believe, and it manifests through behavior. Okay, so we wanna learn how to select appropriate beliefs for us so that we can move forward in life. Okay, so there are three things that you want to understand about the brain and how it processes information. Okay, it does three main things, which is why it's so important that you choose the beliefs that you have. It does three things. It does this. It distorts reality, it distorts information, it deletes information, and it generalizes information. Those three things. So it distorts, it deletes, and it generalizes. So deep this. When it distorts information, when you go to court, I hope you've not been to court, but if you have been into court, you understand what they do is that they take in loads of different eyewitness testimonies. They never take one eyewitness testimony and go along with that. They take lots of as many testimonies as possible. The reason being is because the judge knows that the three components to truth. You've always got one person's perception of reality, you've got another person's perception of reality, and then you've got the objective truth. And the thing is this, is that when somebody retells you a story or they relay something to you, what I find is there's certain things that are exaggerated, there's certain things that are missed. The true picture of what happened is distorted. It's the same like when your friends are telling you about something that happened at school or at work. They exaggerate certain things. Because they don't give you the full objective truth. They've not looked at it from all angles. So certain things are distorted. It's not a full representation of what is. Then of course your brain also deletes information. So it's funny how like when somebody has an argument with somebody else and they're relaying it to you, a lot of the time there's certain information that's just missed. They don't tell you the full thing, right? Because they're focusing in on their perception, their version of it. And it's the same thing. It's kind of like when you're listening to my video right now, there's certain things that you're not aware of. So your five senses are taking in information continuously, but your brain's not necessarily giving you or making you aware of everything that your five senses are taking in. So for example, while you're listening to this video right now, there could be like a little noise in the background in the room that you're not really hearing right now, but it's there. Or better yet, you may not even feel that your big toes rubbing against the other side of your foot. There's a whole bunch of things going on that your brain's purposely deleting and not bringing to your conscious awareness because it's zooming in on me. It's saying like, Josh is important right now. Let's listen to Josh, or let's talk to Josh, right? It's deleting certain things. So that's what your brain does. It deletes. And then of course the last thing that it does is it generalizes things. So it makes it easier for it to create a map of how the world is. So when it sees something that it's seen before, it goes, yep, that's what it is. So it's kind of like when you make your girl mad. When your girl's mad at you, sometimes she'll say things like, you know, you never listen to me, or you always do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you never listen. Well, I'd hope that you listen, but it's not that you never listen. It's just that she's generalized in that moment. In that moment, it's generalized. Oh, when people say, all women are trash. It's not all women are trash. You've generalized from one experience. One experience you've labeled all women to fit into that category, right? It's a generalization. That's what your brain does when it experiences certain things. So sometimes you can experience something and you can adopt an idea that for yourself that becomes true for you, but it's not necessarily a clear representation of what is. And I'll give you an example. Like, this is an example that's often shared in the personal development world, but it's fantastic. Like, if you've ever gone to the circus, you see those big elephants, and the elephants are busy like doing handstands on the bar, and they're catching peanuts with the mouth, and you wonder, you're like, why is the elephant there? The elephant's got the capability to be like, nah, I'm not doing tricks today. Grab the owner by the throat, shake him up, and then smash the place and disappear. But why doesn't it do that? Why doesn't the elephant like break free and go to the safari with his friends? The reason it doesn't is because what they do, the circus owners do, is they take advantage of the elephant's belief systems from an early age. So they grab the elephant when it's young and they tie it down to a pole, right? A pole that it's not quite strong enough to get away from. And what that young elephant does initially is it resists, because the elephant doesn't want to be in captivity. He wants to be in the safari with his friends. So he's trying to resist, and he pulls and he pulls and he pulls, but it's not quite strong enough to break free as of yet. But what happens is, as it continues to pull and pull and pull and try break free, it loses its willpower, and then it accepts the idea, accepts the belief that it will never be free, that it will never be strong enough to escape the pole that the circus man has tied him to. And what happens is that the elephant grows and gets stronger and stronger and bigger. And now what the circus owner can do now is he can pretty much get a little stick or whatever, or a pole that's not really that strong, and tie the elephant to it. And even though the elephant is now at a time where it's physically capable to pull itself free from the pole and escape, it never does, because it's accepted the belief that it will never be able to break free. As soon as it sees that rope, it's like, man, I'm done out here, man. I ain't going nowhere. That's the way belief systems work. But the difference between us and elephants and animals is that we can review our beliefs and we can decide to accept another idea to be true. That's the difference between us. So that's what I want us to do today. So how do we become aware of the beliefs that we have, and how do we change them? So the way that you first of all change the beliefs that you have is this: you must question them. You must question them. So it's not enough to see that the beliefs that you have are inaccurate. You must question the beliefs that you have. So they work like a table. Beliefs are like a table. So let's say the table is an idea. The base of the table is an idea of a belief that you have, and the table legs are references. You have references that support the idea of a belief. So, for example, going with the idea that I'm a really good tennis player, I'm an exceptional tennis player. Why do I believe I'm a good tennis player? I believe I'm a good tennis player because, one, people have told me so. Boom, that's a reference leg. Two, I've won loads of tournaments. Boom, that's a reference leg, right? That's holding the idea up. Three, another is you know, my coach tells me so. Three, that's what I'm saying. You got table legs that support the idea, they're holding it up, but the belief only collapses when we question the references that we have. When we question the references, and it's only through doing that. So how do I question the references of somebody who believes that they're a good tennis player? I can ask them this. I'm like, were you actually good at playing tennis, or were you just playing against weak opponents? Boom, that's starting to shake up the reference legs. Another one: is your coach really telling you that you're a good tennis player, or is he only saying it because he wants to take your money because you pay him? Boom, we're shaking up the table, man. We're shaking up the reference legs. That's what we're doing. And that's how I do. You must continuously question, because contrary, because the crazy thing about people is that sometimes they can hold a belief and really really hold it, but even though um evidence is clearly displayed to them that completely shows that the belief system is inaccurate, they'll still hold into the belief system they have. So it's important that you question it. You've got to question it. um that's what you got to do. Question the beliefs. So ask yourself questions. Is this really true? What else could this mean? Am I seeing this in its full entirety? Is there anything else it could mean? Exactly. So that's one thing you can do to destroy the belief systems that you have. Now, another way that you can also realize what belief systems that you have that you currently got going on and playing right now is by asking yourself certain questions. So it's similar to questioning as well, asking yourself questions. So this is what you ask yourself: what must I believe to be behaving the way that I do right now? Because the beliefs that you hold manifest through the behavior. So what must I believe about myself to be behaving the way that I do right now? What beliefs about the world must I hold to be behaving the way that I do right now? They follow the manifest through beliefs. These two questions are enough to give you a rough idea of where you're at. What I've also done as well is I've created a little pamphlet with 16 different questions that you can ask yourself, which will help point you in the direction of what your limiting beliefs are. So if you're really interested in that, give me a DM on my Instagram and I'll email that over to you. It's free. So that's the video of the day today, guys. Uh, Question the beliefs that you have. Ask yourself, what must I believe? What must I believe about myself to be behaving the way I do right now? And then with the belief systems that you have, question the belief system, question the validity of the references that you have, and that's how you shake it up. And then you can choose to accept something else as a new idea. So that's the video of the day, guys. I hope that's helped you. You guys take care and have a good day. Bye bye.